Angus and Julia Stone live on KCRW. The album A Book Like This is available. They're at the House of Blues on Sunset, along with the man-child Brett Dennen on the 24th of this month. And in advance of that, they're on KCRW's South by Southwest Showcase on the 18th of March in Austin, Texas. You guys sound terrific.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So tell us about the Stone family. Is it a very musical band, musical bunch?
I don't know. We're a bunch of raucous musicians, really.
Yeah. So you grew up in a very musical environment.
Yeah. Dad always he used to rehearse in the garage, and you could hear the bass coming through the walls. And
Wow.
Mum used to sing, in the supermarket, cruising around the house.
Were you two encouraged to play? Like, were you in family gatherings? They'd say, "Well, let's have Angus and Julia play some songs."
Yeah, well, we were never Angus and Julia until a couple of years ago. We were, separate people with our own identity. And, we'd have to get up at all sorts of, Christmases and birthdays. It's kind of like part of the get-together for the Stone family and our mum's side as well, the Jeffreys. Everyone through the kind of lineage of family are performers in some sense or another. So we get together and, it's like Auntie Linda will get up and sing a song with Uncle Brian, and they'll do The Hurricane by Bob Dylan or something. And then, Dad will play a song with his wife. She plays the harp, and her children will get up and sing and play. It's a long event. It's really full on for anyone who comes. Any partners that turn up are always kind of first to leave.
Well, you mentioned your individual personas, of course, and I wonder, because you do have very distinct vocal styles and writing styles, I wonder if working together was always a clear path for you, or...
No way.
No?
No. We it just came together. It was, unspoken, and it took it on its own little journey and path.
Yeah, I was just talking about it yesterday with Kimon, who's playing bass with us, and I was saying how it's like the events of what happened to bring us together, to tour together and to play together as much as we have. We've spent almost every day together for the last 2 years. We didn't ever plan this. You don't plan to play music with your brother or with your sister, It's like we love each other, but, it's hard work sometimes. And it sort of was one of those things, all the events that led up to it. Dad moved out and he left us at his house by ourselves for, a good year without having to work or pay rent. So we were just the full bludgers, we just hang at home, eat his food, harass him for things. And
left all the bloody lights on.
Yeah.
All the food's out.
We were just like animals for a year, and in that time we wrote music, and that was our kind of thing that we started doing together, and it sort of led to playing shows together, and and then one thing happens, a manager comes on board, and next thing we're living in London, and all that stuff. So yeah, it has been it wasn't really something we thought about.
Is there ever a sibling rivalry? Angus, I'm watching your sister over there, and she's playing the one-handed trumpet and the guitar and the harmonica.
She's a good boxer.
She's a good boxer. But is there ever a bit of rivalry?
I think when we started, we had a healthy sense of competition. Our dad is highly competitive. Volleyball on Christmas Day is there's kids that are 3 playing, and he's beating the ball into their heads to win. He's just crazy. He's you can't play Monopoly without him. With him without someone crying. It's he's full on. So we when we started out, I think there was this sense of, what have you written? You've written a song, and I think it's turned into more inspiration though now. If Angus writes a song, it sort of inspires me to be creative. He's much more prolific than I am. He writes a song a day sort of thing, and being around that, I think it's made me feel having more space to do that, and be a bit inspired instead of feeling like I have to keep up or something.
Well, the album Book Like This is available. We've heard songs from the record, with the exception of Private Lawns, which is not on that album. Is this something newer?
Is Private Lawns not on the record?
I guess it's not on the U.S. Edition. I can't find it anywhere.
It
is?
Be. What's going on here?
No. I see. I'm looking. Not on this copy.
Oh.
But hold on.
Wow.
Okay, we have located it
Okay.
on this
Well, that's
edition.
good.
I don't know what the
how to-
difference is between this. All right, sorry.
Yeah, no, the difference is we didn't, when we first released a book like this, it didn't have Private Lawns, Mango Tree or Paper Aeroplane because that was our first EP, but because it's been a while since the release in the US, we wanted to put on the songs we like to play.
Oh, gotcha.
live.
Okay. So I guess we have the early version
Yeah.
here. So, okay. That
Tucked
clarifies things. I'll toss that now. So I want to hear some more music, of course, but we do have some tickets. Actually, we'll hold off and do these at the end of the program. You will be at the House of Blues on Sunset along with Brett Dennen, and that's the 24th of March. We're going to also have autographed copies of the CD. It's Angus and Julia Stone live on KCRW.